What's going on, everyone? Sorry about being late. You know me, good old fashioned show up at 9:30. I'm just trying to follow up on these messages. Give me 1 second. They just asked if I sent someone a deal in DC and they asked if I had anything in New Jersey. What the heck? What's going on, boss? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me pull up my list, start to call some agents. I just had to make sure that I was doing all my back end stuff. Okay. We should be good. Let's see. Let's pull up Privy. Get this list going. As usual, if y'all have any questions, want to know anything about my processes, anything like that, make sure you drop it in the chat. Let me see. Just going on Facebook real quick, letting everyone know I'm going live. Make sure you tell all your friends. And then I'm about to start calling some real estate agents. Okay. Let me get this, copy the link. Come over here. Sweet. Let's start calling. All right. I'm about to actually, let me post one more place. Sorry, everyone. Give me 1 second. Okay, cool. Let's start calling some agents. DMV needs to call. Perfect. All right, let's see. Oh man, this is why I didn't call them, because it's with a buyer of mine. All right, cool. I'm gonna call her later and see what's up. All right, let me look here. It's not terribly outdated, but I mean, it's not the best either. All right, let's go ahead and call him. I learned my mistake yesterday from trying to add contacts on the computer right now with whatever updates are going through. So I'm just putting it directly on my phone.
Good day. This is Marcellus Kendall. I apologize I missed your call.
Well, damn. Good morning, man. Do you ever use the market shift as a negotiating tactic? Yeah, of course. I wouldn't even, I mean, I guess it is a negotiating tactic, but it's kind of true, right? Like,
good day. This is Marcellus Kendall.
All right, I guess he's not answering. The market is not that hot right now. So, when sellers are unrealistic, yeah, I like to point out, hey, the market's shifting, interest rates are going up. It doesn't make sense where you're at right now, this, that, and the third, and see if we can, get them down some. Because at the end of the day, the buyers are the ones who determine the market, right? Like the seller can ask for whatever price they want, all they want. But if no one's willing to pay that price, then they're not going to get that price. So ultimately, the buyers are the ones who determine the market. All right. Well, move on to the next one. We called him. I think I already talked to her as well. Yes, that was Belinda. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Make sure you throw some questions in the chat. If I was you all, I would, if you have the means to, jump on the phones while I'm jumping on the phones. See if you can get a hold of some agents. Put me on mute when you get a hold of an agent. And then from there, if you have any questions pop up on the phone with the agent, it's a perfect time to, ask questions about that call. But that's just me. All right. Poolsville. What is this? I mean, it's outdated, but it's in good condition. So I don't know. I don't know about that one. Let me just go through my privy list because I've gone through this. All right. Okay, so this one is updated. So for whatever reason on Privy, it was showing it was outdated, but now it's updated. So that's not a good one. Good morning. You want to jump on and make some calls? Is this outdated? I really can't tell. I'm going with it's outdated. That's what I'm going with. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. All right. And Daniel.
Thank you for calling IRA Real Estate. We are the company to call when you need to resolve any real estate problems. We are on another call or away from the office.
All right, let me try one more time. So no one's going to answer. There we go. Yeah, hi. I was trying to get a hold of Nathaniel.
He is not in the office at the moment, but I can take a message and give you a call back.
Yeah, I was calling about the property listed off of G Street.
4435G?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you have a specific question for him?
No, I'm actually an investor and I was, wanting to make an offer on this, but I just had a couple questions prior to submitting that offer.
Okay. So, and your name?
Jacob Simpson.
Jacob Simpson. And a good number for him to reach you?
703
703
997
997
7826.
7826. All right, I'll give him the message.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, he didn't answer. All right, let's see. Go in here. Okay, so that's 2 agents we couldn't reach. Let's see if we can get hold of the next one. We want all the properties, so we're calling it. But it's all right. Listed. All right. I don't know what's going on. All my properties that I have saved are going. Okay, here we go. Is this something? I feel like everything. Tennessee. All right, we got something, I guess. No, even then they've redid the basement. All right, I have to find some properties ASAP. Okay, what is this? Montgomery. This is a foreclosure? Okay. Give me one sec. That's not what we want. What is this? What is this? Okay, here we go. What's going on, everyone? Anyone who's just joining, feel free to leave any questions in the chat. Anything, whether it's just regarding real estate, some of my processes, anything like that. Right now, I just have to find some properties to call. Here we go. Because it seems like everything that I had saved that didn't have pictures now have pictures, and they're not good deals. But this one should be solid. But even then it says like an 877 number. I don't even understand that. Yep. Pace is found. There we go. All right. Let's see if we can get a hold of him.
Thank you for calling sellyourhomeservices.com showings line. To schedule a showing or ask a question about one of our real estate listings, please listen carefully to the following options. With the flat fee MLS model, similar to for sale by a...
All right, we're not doing that. Is this outdated? I do not think so. Is this one? And then they just did a $17,000 price increase on that. What is going on? All right, give me 1 second. I got to find some actual outdated properties here. We're going Zillow real quick. Zillow for sale. We're going. And then take off this. Yeah, no, I know. You would think some agents would be calling or be answering their phone as well, but we are mistaken. Good morning. Hey, hello. I know, right? I'm just trying to, like, I don't want any, I'm sorry to have you all just try to find properties here, but every time I click into something, it's like, oh, okay, that's updated again. Not to please listen carefully. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, who puts the 877 on a listing like that? What do you think the best free lead sources other than driving for dollars in the MLS? If you're going direct to seller, I think the best lead source for direct to seller would probably be, I personally like probate. And I think probate, you can, they're free. You just have to spend the marketing money, right? All right. So basically, I'm just going real quick on Privy. I'm doing single family attached active. I do 92% or like 95% of ARV and less. Year build, I'm doing 1995, and then the price I just want under 900,000 right now. And then we'll do run search. Yeah, and then we have people who are doing price increases. Right now, I don't understand price increases at all. And then I personally don't like foreclosures because they're bank owned, and I just don't want to deal with bank owned properties. Not to say that you can definitely wholesale them. It's just a little bit more. What in the world? Okay, so this property is apparently, there we go. All right, let's call this person. How long has it been listed for? Just today? Oh yeah, it was just listed today. All right, let's see. All right, let's call Clifton.
Hello?
Hey, Clifton.
Yes.
Hey, this is Jacob. How are you doing this morning?
Okay.
I was giving you a call about a property I believe you just listed off of Sargent Road.
Yep.
Is that still available?
Yep, we can't get in it, but it's still available.
You said you can't get in it?
There's a tenant in there that won't let us in.
Okay. Has the eviction process been started, or did they still need to go through that?
They still need to go through that. That's on my list to tell them that maybe we need to. Well, we got to get to topo rights first.
Okay.
I got to get to topo rights. It's got about, I think, by the 22nd, her topo rights ends.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, cool. And do you all, I'm assuming since you can't get in the property, you really don't know what the conditions like on the inside?
No, I've been in the property.
Okay. What is there, is it in bad condition, or is it just kind of, outdated?
It's outdated. It's not beat up and broken up. It's not that. It's not torn up. It's just outdated. It's been, it's 10 years. You see, the lady died 10 years ago.
Okay.
Okay, and it's just kind of been sitting there. It's actually it's got solar panels on it.
Okay.
Okay. They put in the heating and air conditioning system got replaced. I
gotcha. And for the solar panels, have those been paid off, or is there still a lease on those?
We were told they were paid off. I've been trying to cut through DC government and see if I can get that information, but I haven't been able to. Every time I call someplace, they say, "Well, you're not the owner, so you can't get the information."
Okay, and the owner can't sign anything like a.
The owner is dead.
Oh, right. You just said that.
Yeah, the owner is dead.
Okay.
The tenant was supposed to promise, said they were going to get it, the information, because they actually are the ones that did it. They did it on somebody on a house they didn't own. I don't know how they did that, but they did it. So they were going to get the information. So that's why, it hasn't shown up.
Okay.
And I think after today, I'm ready to push her off. Because I'm going to put my number out of the system and put her number in the system to call.
let y'all blow her up. So that should piss her off to no end.
I gotcha.
So you fight fire with fire.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. So I guess I know you said the owner is dead. Is it going through like probate or like?
Yeah, that's what got us going here. Is that the probate court said, "All right, guys, y'all need to move."
Okay.
So that process started. The personal representative called me, and we're in that process right now. And we've done. The person has TOPA rights that expired the 22nd, I think, of March.
Okay.
22nd, somewhere around that time. So even if I got a contract from somebody else, I got to wait till the 22nd.
Okay, so you can't even, I mean, I guess you're entertaining offers, but you really, can't accept anything until after the 22nd.
Right. I can't accept any offers until after the 22nd. Right.
I gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Or
I mean,
if she sends that paper back, then I don't want to buy it, then we can go. But it's not likely that she's going to do that either.
Right. Okay, and the PR couldn't get anything with the solar panels?
No, I'm going to call them. I've called all over DC trying just to figure out what this program she went through, and they said, well, we don't know this and we don't know that. I don't know. You got with DC trying to get stuff out of there?
Yeah, DC is a nightmare.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to help them out to navigate DC, and that's just tough. It's just tough luck trying to get stuff out of DC.
Yeah.
Just is. That was my next push is to say, okay, y'all take these papers to DC. I am the personal representative. Y'all put these panels on there. DC law requires us to disclose that they're on there and what it is. Have they been paid out? Have they not been paid out? Yeah, that kind of stuff.
I got you.
The tenants said they've been paid out, but I don't trust. I trust them as far as I can throw them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's really where we are with this whole process.
Okay. So I mean, do you think it just makes sense to reconvene around sometime the week of the 22nd and see where things are at around then?
Yeah, that I'm going to talk to them, and what we may do is I thought I would try the process and see if we can get people in, right?
Okay.
If I can't, then I'm going to take it off the market. That doesn't stop her TOPA rights. Her TOPA rights still continue to go.
Right.
They just first intention to sell, and then come back after the 22nd, and also to have them to explore evicting her.
Right.
Right. But that's, we kind of deciding that day by day.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. I mean, I can definitely kind of do my due diligence and put together an offer, but I'm just trying to figure out if it makes sense to do that now or wait until we figure out if we can get in or if it's going to be taken down or the whole TOPA situation.
Well, TOPA's not, the only thing that's not TOPA is that she's got to agree to, she's got to say she wants to buy.
Okay. So as long as she says that, so as long as she doesn't say that by the 22nd, then that will be fine.
Right. Well, she hasn't, of course, we know she hasn't picked up the package. So she can respond to us that she's going to DC. We sent the stuff to DC that we need to send to DC.
Mm-hmm.
DC is supposed to try and contact her to help her buy the house.
Okay.
To help her in the process. Well, we've done that. We've got all our ducks in a row. We're tracking everybody, right? Does everybody have? She hasn't picked up hers. DC has picked up theirs. So we kind of got to, I just know on the 22nd her rights expire. So she's done. If she doesn't fill out the packet, doesn't pick out, we don't care.
I gotcha. So yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense to kind of, for me to just kind of hold off on this one until everything gets kind of settled with just all that's going on. But do you maybe have any other properties that could be a good potential, fix and flip or rental?
No,
Just this one at the moment?
I just got this one as, some friends that knew somebody is trying to get in this.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I'll touch base in like a week or so and see where things are at. And I'll also do my due diligence in the meantime and put together an offer. And then if you could, I'll shoot you over my contact info. But if you end up being able to get us into the property, could you just let me know?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just check the MLS. If you see it went off the market, then you know what I'm doing.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you what I'm doing in that it'll come back, and when it comes back, everybody that has sent me one of those things from that they're showing the property or wanted to show the property, then I can contact them. Here's somebody else that just wants to show the property.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I'll shoot you over my contact info, and then let's reconnect down the road and see if we can get this one wrapped up.
Yeah, but be sure to talk. If I don't get back to you, be sure to call me back. Please call me back.
I definitely will.
Okay.
All right, Clifton. I definitely will.
Okay, then.
All right. Talk to you later.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye. All right. So I think I could have wrapped that call up a lot earlier than before. Give me 1 second. I needed some water. So I think I could have wrapped that up a lot earlier than before. But I was just trying to figure out, does it make sense to actually, make an offer on this one and do that research, or does it make sense just to wait? Using Privy, I have a buyer who wants multifamily properties. How should I go about wholesaling to him? The same way you would wholesale to a regular end buyer, I guess. You would just have to find multifamily opportunities, get the contract on them, and then assign your contract over. We saw one yesterday that did the same thing. They did nothing to the property and then increased the price by $15,000 after it's been on the market for 4 months. Yeah, it's like, what were you guys thinking? I think a lot of people know that the market is starting to warm back up, and so they're starting to get more unrealistic. What is this one? I like this. Let me see. Throw some filters on this, please. Is this outdated? That is not. This one is. And I've sold a property on this street. Yeah, they definitely are in denial. This is interest rates just went up the other day and still people are raising their prices. Oh yeah, let me save. I didn't even save any notes on that property. What am I doing? I'm out here just trying to jump to the next opportunity so you guys can hear it. And I'm out here forgetting to save stuff. All right, let me throw this on here. Clifton. We're going to follow up with him if we don't hear back, and I got to send him my contact info. We'll throw them in leads, and we'll just do waiting for details because we're kind of MIA with it. So add, and then I'm going to create a task that just says follow up on, and we'll do that next Friday if we don't hear back. And then let me text him my info. Here we go. I'm going to send him a text that says, Jacob Simpson, your favorite cash buyer, with my info. Okay, cool. On to the next one. Longfellow Street it is. What's up, bro? Let's crush it. Let's get some deals. And if you got any deals and you need help dispoing them, let me know. I'm more than happy to help. All I ask is that if you need help running any comps or anything like that, you first send me your ARV plus where you think you need to be at offer-wise, so that way you can become, familiar with it yourself on top of, not becoming necessarily reliant on another dispo arm if anything ever happens. So what I would say is if you need help comping, happy to do it. Send me over the deal. Just include your ARV and where you think it needs to be at, and then let me know you need help comping it. And then if you have a deal you need me to dispo, just send it over to me. Let me know if you're trying to go 50-50. Let me know if you're looking for a net price. Just let me know what's going on. Hey, Nicole.
Hello.
Hi, this is Jacob. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I was calling about a listing I believe you have on Longfellow Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that still available by chance?
Yeah, it is. I got a few offers on it yesterday.
Okay.
Nothing's been accepted or anything yet.
Okay, cool. So I'll try to get something in by this afternoon hopefully before they accept something. I did have a couple.
Yeah, actually, you'd have time because this is a supervised estate, so the probate court has to. They don't have to approve the offer; they just have to review it.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, we just had one similar to that over in Temple Hills.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay, great. So you know how it's a little longer of a process, but
yeah, exactly. Okay, awesome. So yeah, I'm actually an investor and was looking at this maybe as a potential flip or even, a long-term hold, but I was just, I did have some questions prior to submitting an offer. Is now a good time for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. So I can get a general idea of the condition based on the pictures, but is there anything major like foundation issues, structural issues, mold, leaks, anything like that that I would need to be aware of?
I am not. Well, I know there are no leaks. Like when you go upstairs on the top floor, I don't see any water damage in the ceiling areas.
Okay.
As far as structural, I think it's pretty strong. It's brick house, so I think it's structurally sound. I do know that the basement. I've had other investors inquire if the basement, like the height of the basement. I know that it has to be 7 feet now in DC, and the house is 100 years old. So I don't know. It's like a few inches off from that. Other than that, that's about it. There was a few renovations done, but like the full bath in the basement needs to be. Well, the whole basement needs to be renovated. a blast from the 70s. So basically that's what it is. Just, just a typical row home in DC that was owned by an elderly person, and there was not much work done to the home.
Okay, I gotcha. And you said you don't know the exact height of the basement, but it's probably somewhere around like 6.5 feet.
I know it's over 6 feet, but it's not at that 7 foot. Of course, DC has changed over the years, but just a few inches off from that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's no worries. And then I'm assuming it's currently vacant since it's an estate sale.
Well, yes, it's an estate sale, but unfortunately, they had death in the family recently again, and so there are some family members that are at the house. They had a funeral and things like that recently, so I anticipate them to leave by tomorrow, as it stands right now.
Okay, but it should be vacant at close.
Yeah, but essentially when they leave, then it'll be vacant.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah. Hopefully they don't stay, because we know DC that could just become a nightmare.
Like the house is still fully furnished and everything like that. So they stayed, they came in, some gentlemen came into town to stay. So that's where they're staying right now. Because of that, I haven't been able to have anyone come to see the house this week. And then, like I said yesterday, I got a few offers, but they hadn't even come to see the house either. So
okay.
But if you wanted to swing by tomorrow, that'd be something you could do.
Okay. I don't know if I would have to go by and take a look at it. I actually, we closed on one last year, 603 Longfellow, I think. So I'm pretty, so I'm pretty familiar with that whole area.
Okay, great.
Yeah, but so I know you said you had some offers in hand. Were they pretty close to the listing price, or have you guys not even looked at them because you couldn't get anyone in yet?
I like to be honest. I don't like to be dishonest. One was pretty close, not that close, but one was in the over $500,000, and the other one came in at around $500,000, like a little less than 500, and then one was midway to the list price. So.
Okay, I gotcha. And I'm assuming those were from other investors as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then.
But they both have 30-day closes.
Okay, yeah, that shouldn't be an issue. Can it even close in 30 days with it being in probate?
Absolutely not.
I was gonna say, I mean, we can close in 30 days, but I don't think it's going to.
Yeah, it's good. You'll have way more time because, literally they have DC has the smallest. Maryland is different. I'm licensed in Maryland too, but in DC they just have the smallest little, like a boutique probate office.
Yeah.
And they've had, I'm sure they've been swamped over the pandemic with people passing away and things like that. So
yeah. So realistically, I mean, so it sounds like it just kind of got into the whole probate process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it took just to get to this point over a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So realistically, when do you think it will be able to close? I mean, I know it can take,
I would say a couple months.
Okay.
I would say a couple months before it's able to be reviewed. I would say maybe 45 days to 60 days for it to be reviewed. And then we start the process to close.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, let me, the reason I was asking is because obviously I know it could take a while, but if it's going to take like 10 months, obviously we're going to have to.
No, what happened is the owner of the home passed away and didn't have anyone's name on the deed to the home.
Okay.
And so then you have to go through probate. And then that process, because they were backlogged, this was from 2020.
I
So
gotcha.
from 2020, yeah, it just took probably a couple years to get to that point. But had one of the, the original owner of the home's children been on the deed, then it would have been a quick process.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, then they have to have a personal rep. They have to get a sign. So all of that took a long time.
I gotcha. No, that definitely makes sense. I was just wondering because obviously, the longer it's going to take for us to push out closing, we have to factor in like interest rates and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it would take that long. I've been in touch with the office, and so everything else has gotten approved. This will be the last step. Everything else, like in the estate itself, has been distributed out, life insurance, all that kind of stuff. So this is the last asset in the estate.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Cool. Well, let me kind of do my due diligence and just take a look at some of the comps on my end. Like I said, I'm pretty familiar with it, so I think I know where it needs to be at. But it was like a year ago when we closed on the other Longfellow. So let me do my number. Let me run some numbers, figure out exactly where I need to be at, and then I will give you a call later this afternoon with a number in mind. And then if it's pretty close, we can put it in writing and get it over to you with the POF.
Okay, great. Sounds good.
All right. Well, I will talk to you later.
What's your name again?
It's Jacob.
Jacob. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Jacob. All right.
I'll text you over my I'll text you over my contact info right now.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good one.
You too, Papa.
Bye-bye. All right. Let me text her this. There we go. She seemed pretty chill. Let me throw this in here. Condition updated, but nothing major. Basement height is under 7 feet. Vacant at close, but family members there now from a funeral should be on soon. Motivation, it's an estate sale. Price has some offers in mid to low 500s. Timeline probably 60 days due to it being on the last leg of probate. Cool. Go ahead and throw this in the leads pipeline to underwrite. So I'm going to underwrite this. And then contact acquisitions, real estate agent. And I don't care about all that stuff right now. Okay, cool. On to the next one. What's going on, bro? Question. Would you rather wait a few days for a fresh listing or call it even if it's just been 3 days? I would call it ASAP pretty much if it's been 2 days, 1 day, 4 hours. One of the properties I just called has literally been listed for like 2 hours. But the reason I called it is because it's so new. So you might be able to get it locked up. You never know, right? So I would definitely call it and then make that offer. And worst case scenario, you just keep following up on it, especially in a market like this. Yeah, exactly. No, she should. A lot of these agents, man, are so rude. She should definitely teach an etiquette class for some of them. The younger agents are always the best. It's the old grumpy people that blow. I wouldn't even say it's just the grumpy people, because I've met some asshole young people too that just think they're super I don't know. They're just full of themselves. So I just think real estate has some big egos involved. Yeah, Carlos. Sometimes we have those days where everyone answers. Sometimes we have those days where not a soul answers. Phone number. Hey, whoa, what just happened? It's not going through for some reason. Let me try it on my cell phone, see if that changes anything. Nope, it says busy number on my cell phone as well. Let's try calling her broker. See if that works. Yeah, if there's one thing I've learned about real estate is there's a lot of big egos involved. That is their office number. The one I just tried calling was their office number, but she doesn't have her. Yeah, it just says busy and then hangs up. Well, damn. What is this one? I mean, I guess it's pretty outdated. Outdated. It's like 50-50. A first-time home buyer might live in it because it's not like bad, but it's not fully outdated either. Ooh, I mean, and it just had a 55K price reduction, so I'll take that. Let me see. Take a price reduction.
Hello?
Hey, Denise.
Yes,
Hi, this is Jacob. How are you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing good. I was actually calling about a property I believe you have listed off of Ingraham Street.
Yes,
Is that still available by chance?
It is.
Perfect. So I'm actually an investor and was looking at this maybe either as a flip or a long-term hold, and just had a couple questions prior to making an offer. Is now a good time for you?
Now is a great time.
Awesome. So I was looking at the pictures and I can, get a good idea of the condition. It doesn't look like it's, outdated too bad. But is there anything major like foundation issues, structural issues, mold leaks, anything like that I would need to be aware of?
Not that I'm personally aware of. This is an estate.
Okay.
The the couple that inherited the property lives in Maryland. They are not planning to move in. We did not have an inspection done prior, but no realtors that have toured have had any major questions, concerns. The basement is probably the least desirable part of the home because the carpet, no matter how much effort they put into trying to clean it, still looks stale and it needs to be replaced. The back of the house needs to be refreshed. So there are things that, and the kitchen, most people want to be updated. The bathroom needs to be updated for, to reflect the modern preferences, but everything's functional. But I haven't had an inspection, so that would be on the buyer, and it's going as is. So there won't be any repairs done. That's the reason why we took the option to reduce the price. So we made the adjustment based on the feedback from other realtors. So, and we've gotten lots of very positive energy from our open house. We had 9 families come through.
Oh, nice.
3 of them have done more than one tour. In fact, I had one yesterday call me to tell me that they plan to write, but until I get an offer, I don't have anything. So
right.
The way we're moving is, you are seriously interested, I would say submit it, and I will present it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, no, I'm definitely interested.
Have you toured it?
No, I haven't toured it yet. I'm super familiar with the area. So I was just,
Right.
I came across it today and I was like, oh, sweet. Let me reach out and see if it's still available.
Yeah. What's interesting, I toured an open house on the next block down.
Mm-hmm.
Basically the same footprint, but they made all the upgrades, and it's going for 1.1.
Really?
Yeah, and they had lots of people come through, so I don't think the price is scaring anyone.
Okay.
At that price point. And 2 doors down, I mentioned in the comments that you could potentially have an ADU. And I took a picture of the one that was built on the back of the house. There were 2 apartments that are currently they're renting out.
Okay.
And it's still plenty of yard space to enjoy a cookout and family and friends over. So it's a great back outdoor green space. And then you can also have the potential for additional income. A lot of people like to do a garage with, basically a upstairs space for either renting out, in-law suite, remote office space, so it has a lot of potential.
Right. Awesome. Yeah, no, I haven't.
Have you done any projects over on that side?
Yeah, I haven't done anything with an ADU though. So that would definitely be something that I would be interested in taking.
That's definitely a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing I did have an engineer go through, and he said the drain goes out to the alley, so the conversion for ADU would be pretty much a simpler process because the piping is down there. Now I can't verify that, but that's what he's excited about. Like, oh, okay. So,
awesome. Yeah. And then do you
check it out?
Yeah. Do you happen to know the basement height, the basement ceiling height by chance?
I would say it's about 7 feet because I'm, 5'8", and there's still room when I can put my arm up.
Okay.
So it's about 7 feet.
Awesome. So it doesn't sound like you have.
It's not, really high. It's baseline. You can walk around comfortably.
Okay, awesome. And then I'm assuming the property is currently vacant since you said it was in a estate sale, correct?
That's right. It is vacant.
Okay. Cool. And then, so you guys just lowered it. So obviously, and then when you said there were some families, are you thinking like a first-time home buyer is going to come in and pick this one up? Or are you thinking it's probably going to go towards an investor like myself, or is it kind of 50-50?
Well, I did have a couple of investors. I got an email. I'm about to send disclosures, but there are none really because it's a mistake. But I'm going to send them that information. And then the people that have come through, one was a couple. They have a really good friend that lives on that block,
Mm-hmm.
and that particular neighbor has been doing an upgrade of their kitchen, and they have the engineer and designer that they were recommending, so they're all excited. So those are the kind of buyers, the people who are not afraid of projects,
Right.
want to get in the neighborhood, live in a condo, want to be able to open the door and let the dogs out and run instead of walking outside every time, no matter the weather. They want the parking, off-street parking. They want outdoor space. It's like no condo fee. So they have the same, even more space than a condo for that same price point, but all these wonderful amenities and a sense of community, So those are the people that are responding. I had one single woman who actually called the Metro home. I spoke to her yesterday, and she's like trying to make a decision between this location and another one. So we're not just talking families; we're talking people who, just want to get a good deal.
I gotcha. So it sounds like a wide range of people.
Yeah, because the house is functional. Now, the people that came to the open house, because I was being nosy and I went to the other open house, they were couples, but I think they probably want it already done.
Yeah.
Because it also had a really nice shed in the back. So this one is just all green space in the back. So, you have to use your imagination. You can do whatever see that will help appeal to the modern buyer.
Exactly. Okay, cool.
Because you're looking to resell this, right?
Yeah, we would probably come in and either do a quick in and out flip, or if it's possible to do some sort of conversion, we might look at it that way as well.
Oh, okay. Who are we? Is it a group, or is it do you have contractors that you work with?
Yeah, so I own the company, but sometimes in the instance where I do a condo conversion, I might partner up with some developers who have more experience in that route.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you normally have an agent that you work with to help you resell?
Yeah, for the most part, we do have some people that we're really close with, but I'm always happy to take contact info. And then if, our agents are ever tied up and the opportunity arises, I can always loop you in.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep.
Well,
and
certainly I welcome the opportunity to work with you. And, if you're interested, I would say consider it sooner rather than later, because I do think hopefully by the end of this weekend, we're done.
Okay.
So,
yeah, for sure.
I know the sellers are ready to, sign the dotted line for a good deal.
Okay.
As long as it's reasonable, they'll seriously consider it.
Perfect. And is there any, obviously we would probably be able to close within a month or so, but is there any type of time constraints that they're working within?
Nope. If you can close by the end of the month, we can close by the end of the month.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear. Awesome. Well, let me do some due diligence on this, and then I will touch base with you later this afternoon with an offer in mind. If it sounds like something the sellers will entertain, we'll go ahead and throw this in writing and get it over to you with the POF.
Sounds good. Okay. Thank you for calling.
No problem. Talk to you later.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. Sweet. Jacob Fire, appreciate you, Gio. Did you pick up that technique from Zolan calling the office? I did not, but he is the GOAT at MLS listings. I just, they work for a brokerage. So if you can't get a hold of them, just call their brokerage and they'll, route you to their cell phone normally. How do you usually deal with an agent wanting to be present at the property when your cash buyers are walking the property? Just say, okay. At the end of the day, you got to tell your buyers to not talk numbers. Hey, you're either my financial partners, you're, my partners that I'm working with, your contractors, however you want to word it, but you just want to make sure that they don't talk numbers. And as long as you're transparent with the agent, hey, I got people coming down to take a look at this, you should be good. Hey, let's go, Carlos. That's what I like to hear. All right, let me throw this information in here. And that's why we save it on our phones, because right now it's being strange. All right. Opportunity name. Throw it in leads. Assign it to me. We'll put it under underwrite property and we'll hit save. And then we'll go over to notes. We'll throw in some notes. All right, occupancy is vacant. Motivation, it's an estate sale. Price has some interest from homeowners as well as investors. Homeowners are definitely ready to sell or sign. House down the road went for 1 mil plus. Timeline ASAP. Cool. On to the next. So now I'm going to throw this into my list of called and go to the next one. Nope, that's not outdated. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to do it too. It helps keep me accountable as well. I'm not gonna lie, like when I'm not on the lives, and that's why I'm late sometimes, because I'm like texting stuff out or I'm doing something, and then when I jump on these calls, it like forces me to get in my daily outreach, which is nice. I need that. But soon I'm gonna have just my reps on it, and it will be nice. Ebenezer. Yeah, I mean, some agents will, but if you can have someone at the property or you can go to the property yourself, it's helpful. All right, let me call this person. So I would say try not to just send an agent, because sometimes it's not even just nosy agents. Sometimes your buyers can be a little bit shisty as well. Sometimes they don't know. I've had buyers come up and start handing out business cards on accident. I've had buyers come up and ask homeowners questions, talk to agents, talk to other buyers, talk to other wholesalers. So you just want to kind of let everyone know what's going on. And then you kind of want to be there, make sure someone's there to kind of keep everything in check at the same time. Oh yeah, I'm getting some text. I'll check them out now. Um, Sorry, I'm just replying to text. Let me focus. Jacob, what do you think of Jamil's Astro Blaster? I mean, I think it's solid. I use Go High Level, which is the same thing that Astro Blaster is, but they have their workflows and all of that stuff built out onto it. Jamil's reviewed everything, so Jamil's verified everything looks good and works well. So I think it's super solid. I personally don't use it because prior to it coming out, I had already spent so much time building out my CRM. Had that not have been the case, I would definitely probably be using Astro Blaster just to support Andy. Hey, Jacob, at my W-2, contacted 6 Florida agents yesterday, following up this afternoon. Hopefully we'll be able to JV on a property. Hey, let's go. That's what I love to hear. That's what I love to hear. All right, let me try. When did she call me last? The 4th? Damn, it's been a while. You should, man. Definitely try it out. Worst case scenario, you can just delete everything, all of the workflows and all of that, and just have your plain, like, whatever it is, plain build out. All right, let me try calling this person again. I'm getting hit with some text, but we only got an hour left, so everyone can wait. Okay. We just called. Why did that just show that to me again? What's going on, everyone? For anyone who's new, make sure you drop some questions in the chat. If you have any deals you need help dispoing, drop them in the chat. Connect with people. If you have questions about my process, questions about literally anything, drop them in the chat. Yeah, let's network. Let's do some deals together. At the same time, if you're listening and you have the means to call agents as well while I'm doing this, jump on agent outreach. And then anytime you get a hold of an agent, just throw me on mute. If you have any questions while you're on that call, bring them to the chat, but use this time to, also do outreach as well. As much as I love everyone, listening to me and all that good stuff, we're not necessarily like, yes, I can bring some value, but it's not necessarily an income producing activity, right? So what I would say is make sure if you do have the means to call, you're also calling right now. Hey, I know you have buyers in SAC, but do they also buy in surrounding cities like Elk Grove? More than likely. I don't know a whole lot about that area. I just have some buyers who buy out in SAC. If it's like literally surrounding area of SAC, I would say yeah. If it's like a kind of a distance out, I would say probably not. But I can definitely find out. Please give more details on showings. Will agents allow you to do more than one? How do you do this virtual? So it's really going to depend on like how the agent has it set up with the homeowner. So sometimes if it's vacant, they'll give you a lockbox code. Sometimes it's vacant and they have to have a 1-day code that they provide you. Sometimes they want to be present. Sometimes the homeowners are there, so you have to coordinate around the homeowners. Sometimes there's tenants there, so you have to coordinate around the tenants. So it's really going to be dependent on each deal, and it's going to vary each deal. So you just have to ask the agent, hey, how do we go about getting in there? We might need to get in multiple times. Is that a possibility? If not, are we able to, coordinate, or, what's the best days that we can get in, and we'll try to coordinate everything on the same day. If there's homeowners in there, you can ask them, hey, there might be a lot of people coming by this showing. I don't want to overwhelm the homeowners. Would they prefer to be there, or would they not, prefer to, be out of the house when we're doing it? And then when you're doing it virtually, the main thing is probably just having someone like boots on the ground to help, whether you find someone on Craigslist, Fiverr, you just find anyone who can help you. You got family members, you have other wholesalers down there who are helping, you have a close agent that you're working with, or you have a really close buyer and you just let them know what's going on. So at the end of the day, it's going to all really be about communication. And then if you're virtual, making sure the communication and trust is really solid, or you have someone who can assist you with showings. Should we create a virtual business address to add to our offer sheet in order to help establish credibility? I don't put my business address in there. Yeah, no, I don't see why you would have to do that, because you might just be living at your house and have your business address at your house, and you're flipping proper. Like I know flippers who don't have an actual office, but they flip a lot of properties a year. Have my son who is able to be on site if needed. If Florida in the areas you mentioned your buyers are purchasing, like St. Petersburg, definitely considering Astro Blaster as well, be it that I have a W-2. Yeah, I think if you have a W-2 and you can't necessarily be on top of your follow-up as much, definitely Astro Blaster is the move. And awesome. We got a boots on the ground in St. Pete. But let me call this person real quick and see if we can get some details on this.
Good morning, this is Deborah. How can I help you?
Hey, Deborah, this is Jacob. How are you doing this morning?
Fine, thank you.
I was giving you a call about a property I believe you have listed off of Ames Street.
What street?
Ames, 3905.
Yeah, we are now waiting for a contract to be ratified.
I gotcha. So it's not available anymore.
Well, until I get the ratification, it's not ratified,
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Okay. Do you think, since obviously the situation better, does it make sense for me to make an offer right now and try to see if I can get something in? Or do you think it just makes sense to connect like tomorrow or a couple of days from now and see if they went under contract?
Tell me, what were you thinking about offering, and I can let you know if it's worth your time.
So I haven't really done the numbers yet. I was mainly just calling to, ask some questions as well as see if it's still available. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay. What I can tell you is that the seller has signed. There are some things that need to be hammered out.
Okay.
For the ratification.
Okay.
I don't know if that helps you or not.
Yeah, I'll see, what I'll do. So I was looking at this either as a potential flip or a rental. So I really just had some questions regarding like the condition. Was there anything major that was going on with the property, like foundation issues, structural issues, mold, leaks, anything like that?
To the best of my knowledge, there's no mold or foundation. But, again, those are things that you have to, satisfy yourself. It's in, I would say, good condition.
Okay. Cool. And then
it has to be, replaced. It's an older home.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotcha. And is this person that they're going under contract with, is this an investor as well?
That I can't share.
No worries. Okay. And then do you know if the property, it looks like it does. Do you know if it has central air by chance?
It does.
Perfect. And then it looks vacant. Is it currently occupied?
It's vacant.
Perfect. let me see here. And then if we were to, and I'll probably wait until tomorrow to get you an offer just to see if the buyers end up signing and everything gets worked out. But if, for whatever reason things don't, how soon are they looking to close on the property?
30 days.
30 days. Okay, cool. And then I know you said you're about to go under contract, and I know you can't necessarily disclose the exact number where they're at, but are they at or above listing, or are they, below the listing number?
It's a good offer.
Okay, I gotcha. No problem. Okay, cool. Well, let me do my due diligence, kind of see where I need to be at, and then I'll just touch base with you maybe later this afternoon or tomorrow morning and see what it's looking like. And then if they went under contract, we'll just go from there. And if not, I'll just send you over something in writing so that way, you can see if the sellers will entertain it. And then if not, no hard feelings.
I have another one at 204 34th Street.
Okay. Can you text me over the address so I can take a look at that?
Sure. That one is occupied.
Okay.
The offer, the period to submit offers expires tomorrow at noon.
Okay, I actually have it pulled up right here. Will it be vacant at close, or the tenant's going to be?
It'll be vacant at closing.
Okay, perfect. And it looks like it's in probate right now.
Well, yeah, but I mean, all systems are go on that.
Okay, so it can close whenever.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly. There's no requirement to get approval.
Okay, awesome. That's definitely helpful. Okay, cool. And then I see, this one's been listed right around the same amount of time. Have you gotten any offers on this one?
We do have offers.
Okay. And you said you're accepting them by 12 today or tomorrow? Tomorrow. Okay, cool. So I definitely need to get something in writing and sent over to you before then. Awesome. And then is there any type of timeline that they're looking to, like, I know you said they can close pretty much, there's no like probate.
So yeah, same thing, 30 days.
30 days.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, yeah, let me go ahead and run both my numbers on these properties, and then I will give you a call back later this afternoon or tomorrow morning with some offers, and hopefully we can get something ratified.
Thank you.
No problem. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, that was a gross call on my part. I was all over the place. I did not like that. I think I was there was too many thoughts going on in my head. I'm trying to read things. I'm trying to ask her questions. I was like looking over at the screen. So that was not a good call on my part, I don't think. Well, let me throw this in here. We are marketing in Indianapolis. Can we send you our deals? I don't do a lot of business over there myself. You can send them over to me. I know one person who moves a lot of deals over there, but it's probably better if I just connect you with them. So reach out to me on Instagram if you have Instagram or Facebook or something, and I'll connect you with that person. Good thing is she had 2 properties, but one's about to be ratified. All right, so let's go ahead and put our notes in here. Occupancy. I don't think I got the motivation of the first one. Or if I did, I don't remember because there was, like I said, I wasn't at my best there. Days. All right, let me throw this over here. Underwrite property. And then she had another one. Throw that in here as well. I miss asking if they have another property on my second conversation. Yeah, no, I need to start asking that more often too. But a lot of times I don't want to, at least on the first conversation, I don't want to throw it in there just because I want to focus on this one deal, but I need to start asking that as well. Yeah, no, I'm not worried about it, Carlos. I've been cold calling for like probably 5 years at this point. I've probably made like damn near 1 million or more calls, but I'm just super, super, super critical of myself. Like you'll hear me say, even on the best calls I have, you'll hear me probably be like, I didn't like that. I could do this better. I can do this better. I could have done this. So I'm just very critical of how I am in certain situations. Okay, so I gotta follow up on both of those. Cool. Yeah, I feel like I'm probably a little bit too hard on myself as well, but you know what? Diamonds don't form under no pressure. So sometimes we got to put the pressure on ourselves. What? Is this outdated? Yes and no. Yes, it is. I lied. I lied to everyone. It's outdated. But on Zillow, it just shows land. It says it just shows land, and then you got to go to a different website. Hey Jacob, what does a red tag mean? This deal I'm working on, the sellers do not have a permit for the kitchen and bathroom remodel. I have no idea. What market are you in again? Or yeah, I don't know. I don't know what red tag means. Hey Jacob, is your formula for comping as is divided by ARV? Then ARV is the times the percentage or what? I don't know why I just read that so bad. I know it's probably super simple. I'd look at what the property sold at, what the property was bought at, what the property was sold at. You divide what the property was bought at by what it was sold at. You get a percentage, and then you just run your ARV like that. So if you have someone who bought it at 300,000 and then sold it at 500,000, you do 300 divided by 500, that gives you 60%. If 60% keeps coming up, you now know that buyers are buying at 60%. So then you have, let's say you have a property that's worth $750 after it's been renovated. You do $750 times 0.6. You know buyers are going to be at $450 based on your number, and then you just take out your fee from there. Oh yeah, I was calling Anthony. You're welcome. All right, let me call this person. I knew that name sounded familiar. Interesting. Let me throw this on call. Needs to call. For whatever reason, it's saying that I can't add it because of a duplicate, but I don't know. I haven't called him. So I don't know if my rep has called him. Dexter. It's not a deal. Is this a deal? What is this? It's not a deal. It's not a deal either. Just a bunch of aerial pictures, but no interior pictures. It's outdated. No, it's not, but it's not in like amazing condition either. Well, interesting. Wait, did I call that property already? Hillmar. I think I did. I think I called it yesterday. All right, we might have to pull a new list here soon or tap into because at the moment cash offer. I hate when people don't tag their properties the way I would like them so I can find them on Zillow. That would be helpful. All right, so I guess I'm about to look for some some deals. Because my CRM is looking stale. What is this? That's what I like to see, some holes in the ceiling. All right, let's call these people. See what we can do. $11 days. Of course, I know that person too, and they're a wholesaler, so I don't know. All right. So do I have her phone number or is it? I'm gonna have to pass this off to someone in my market. No interior pictures. That's always a good sign. Oh, it's coming soon. There we go. This is outdated. Okay. Now we're making some progress. So I personally don't. I mean, I've sold what's it called? I've sold like 3 deals or something on Investor Lift, but I've sent out like 150 or more. I know a lot of people who are doing really well with Investor Lift, so I just might not be using it correctly. I like it because I do get like a lot of attention from it, but I also don't like it because of the price point. It is pretty expensive but at the same time, like I said, I probably am just using it pretty poorly because I do know people who have good success with it. If you do want to try it, I have an affiliate link for it that gives you 10% off. Trying to think, I don't think it's in the descriptions to these, but if you check my other videos, it should be in the description to those, and I'll make sure I throw it in the description to this one as well. I would say for markets you're not in, if you're direct to seller, I think it's really, really solid. I think on the MLS, it's a little bit more tough. All right, let me try calling this person. And then, damn, it's already 11:10. I need to start waking up at like 2 in the morning because my days go by way too fast. And then I get so burnt out after like 5 o'clock. I don't want to do anything. I don't know why. Or let's see. Not really. I would say it's like after 7 o'clock.
Hi, it's Morgan Null. I'm sorry.
Son of a.
Hi, it's Morgan Null. I'm sorry to have missed your call. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you shortly.
Hey, Morgan.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon now.
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, this is Jacob. I was calling about a listing you had on Carpenter Street.
Right. So we have received 5 offers after 8 days on market. So I sent the first batch over last night to the attorney and the personal representatives. We have a couple other showings scheduled today. So if other offers come in, I'll continue to forward them until one is accepted.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I would I'd love to get an offer in, so hopefully we can get this one wrapped up. But I'm an investor myself, so I would be looking at this, or I'm not an agent basically, so I would just need help throwing it on contract.
Well, I'm only representing the seller, but if you want to submit something like a letter of intent, I'll do a summary of it and send it over to the, there's a lawyer and 2 personal representatives who represent the estate.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's all I would just need help with, and I could shoot you over my terms. But prior to
4 of the 5 offers I have are at 400,000 or above. 3 are hard money, 1's cash, and 1 would be an owner occupant trying to do a conventional rehab loan.
Okay, I gotcha.
So I mentioned that to you just because, some people have called and thrown out numbers where, I forward whatever I submit, but I now have 4 offers that are, 400,000 or above.
Okay, no, that's definitely helpful. And I just had some questions. Obviously I can see that it's outdated and needs a decent amount of work. Was there any kind of like structural foundational issues, any mold leaks?
It's an estate sale. We're exempted from all disclosure requirements. The seller died in 2020 and I first became acquainted with the property such as I am about a month ago. I have no personal history. We've done no structural engineering analysis. It's as is, and the buyer would have to do whatever inspections seem appropriate.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. And I'm assuming that it's currently vacant then?
Yeah, the pictures are actually, realistic. I had them taken last week.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And then, so you got some offers above 400,000. No worries there. In regards to timeline, obviously we'd be looking to close probably, by the end of the month or sooner. Is there any type of time constraint though that the sellers are working within?
Not that we're aware of. The personal representatives have the legal authority at this point under probate to convey the property unless there's an objection made by one of the creditors.
Okay, gotcha. Awesome. Well, yeah, let me go ahead.
It's an estate sale. It's pretty vanilla. There are more people involved perhaps than normal. For example, there are 2 personal representatives, but it's not, and it doesn't require third-party approval at this time.
Okay, no worries. And then, is this an indoor pool in the pictures?
It appears that it was. It was empty when I first saw it, so I don't know how long it's been empty. There is a pool room adjacent that seems to have what appears to be a large pump and a pool heater and other things, but I don't know when it was last operational. And the house previously sold in the year 2000. The MLS listing at the time mentions that there's a pool. But it doesn't say anything more than that.
I gotcha. Yeah, that's kind of I haven't seen that in DC yet, except.
No, honestly, I have not. This kind of enclosed setup such as this. The perhaps greater value is depending on the history and time longevity of that back structure is whether it might lend itself to an addition or expansion of
Right.
the house because.
it may, even though it may no longer comply with current setback requirements, it may be grandfathered in. I don't know that for sure. Someone will have to do their own due diligence.
I gotcha. No worries.
It appears there was once a garage door there as part of the structure, which is confusing because there's no driveway up on that part of the property. So perhaps it was for, lawn equipment. I don't know. But, these things always have a history. They just don't, explain themselves.
Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes they just don't add up when we're looking at them. No worries. Okay, cool. No, that's all definitely helpful. Let me, where do you think once it's kind of been fully renovated that it would resell at?
Well, again, that just depends on so, I had a floor plan done and also a boundary location drawing to try to help investors who I projected would be the likely buyer pool predominantly, to help them try to see the feasibility or just, undertake the feasibility of perhaps doing like a second floor addition above where that pool is and making it into, a sizable expansion of the overall footprint. But I don't know what's permissible under current DC, by right, what's permissible under DC zoning and building code. I also don't know what the ultimate buyer is going to do with it. People have different visions for things. So, the after rehab value could really vary depending on what's done to it. Otherwise, it's a pretty, generic 3-bedroom brick colonial with a, attached garage, right? That's not unique in Hillcrest. But this, the structure in the back, is kind of an X factor.
Yeah, right. I was going to say, that in of itself is not unusual, but having the pool and all that's definitely a unique feature. But I like it.
Yeah, I don't imagine the pool is going to be retained by the next owner, but again, I don't know who the next owner is going to be.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Whether it'll be an end user or someone that's just going to renovate and flip.
Yeah, like I said, I think
the 5 offers I received, 3 of them are from investors and 2 are from owner occupants.
Okay. No worries.
But one of the owner occupants is paying cash, so they can do with it whatever they want. And I don't know if they really are owner occupants. People sometimes say one thing, and honestly, they do another. We don't care. There's no sentimental feeling attached here.
Right, as long as it gets closed. There we go.
Right. We can't control what people do with it once they buy it.
Exactly. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, all that information is definitely super helpful. Let me go ahead and kind of run my numbers, see where we would be at after it's, fully fixed up and also where we would need to be at, in regards to the offer.
Right, and that neighborhood in Southeast DC, Hillcrest, the comps to use are for Hillcrest because it sells for more than other neighborhoods adjacent to it.
Okay. Perfect. Well, yeah,
you can search by the political subdivision, but it's a thing for people who know that part of the city, and it has been for a long time in terms of kind of an enclave.
Right. No, that definitely makes sense. But yeah, let me go ahead and kind of do my due diligence, see where we need to be at offer wise, and then I'll give you.
Fine. Whenever I can, I answer the phone. So feel free to reach back if I can help further.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll give you a call later this afternoon with an offer, and if it sounds like something your sellers will entertain, we'll go ahead and I'll send you over the terms with the POS.
That's good. I'm still waiting. I sent the 5 offers I have over around 11 o'clock last night to the lawyer and the 2 personal representatives. I haven't heard anything back this morning, so. Okay. I'm obviously monitoring that, but they're on a different time frame schedule than I am in terms of they may be more 9 to 5. Right.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I'll touch base later this afternoon with an offer and see if we can make something happen.
All right, thanks for reaching out.
No problem, Morgan. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh. My guy. That was every time I tried to talk, it was like, shut up. Yeah, no. And then I'm like, man, all right. But look, at the end of the day, he did give me a lot of good information. But a pool, I've never seen a pool attached to the back of a house in DC. Like, this is the craziest. This is bizarre. It's not usual by any means. The only reason normally I would be typing all this stuff out while I'm on the call with them, but I don't want you guys and girls to hear. I don't know how loud like me clicking and typing is on the mic, so I always wait. condition. And that pool is like an indoor pool. It was super weird. I mean, it's kind of cool though. Two from investors, one from homeowner. Yeah, that was a very interesting. Very interesting house, like layout. Underwrite property. Go ahead and hit. Yep. Boom. All right, cool. So that was good. That was good. That was good. Let's go over here. Throw this on called. Boom. I think we already called that one. I know I've called that one. I don't think I've called this one. Yeah, he definitely sounds like he needs to close a deal. Yeah. What's the best way to build a buyer's list? I like tax records. Are we looking at the same properties? I found that one near Leesburg, Florida. Nah, I'm not. I'm calling up in DC right now. All right, what time is it? 11:20. Let's get maybe one or two more calls in here, and then I got to go grab some food and reply to some of these messages that are calling. This outdated. It's not outdated, but it's not like it's not like a yeah, these are one of the ones where it could go either way. It could either be who's the rep on this? Let me see. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I can't call because that's my agent's rep. So let me just throw this in so he knows he can call them later. Whoops. I'm just curious, how do you comp properties with land? Because there's a property with 0.7 acres on it and there's nothing to compare it to. It will look like there's room for an ADU. It depends on the area, and then you have to look at what's going on around it, right? So in my area, land, there's not a lot of land here. So there are land builders, but the land that does pop up is oftentimes in weird spots. But if it's buildable, someone can develop on it. There's definitely opportunity there. So if you're in an area like Florida where they're doing ADUs, you just really want to look at what's going on in the neighborhood. So like, I had someone pitch, I forget who it was. You might be on this call, but someone said an agent basically threw out to them that you could remodel this home from a single family and convert it into a multifamily. But there was nothing in the area that had converted to a multifamily. So although it probably could be converted based on the zoning, based on nothing else going around it, I would not comp it as a multifamily. And not to say that someone's not willing to take that chance and be the first one to do it. but 99% of people are going to be looking at that and comparing it with everything else around it. And again, it's also, even though it's zoned, I don't know the logistics behind, like, if you have a neighborhood and this property is zoned to be multifamily, but every single house in the neighborhood is a single family, I don't know if that neighborhood can somehow stop you from doing multifamily. So I've always found it to be just best to comp and look at what's happening in the area around your property. Oh yeah, that's outdated. I'm going to start a song. It's called Your House is Outdated. I'm going to start a song that says, it's called Your House is a Shithole. It's a shithole. All right, James. All right. All I know is calling this guy, and it's going to be a great call. Watch. It's going to be such a great call that when I get off of it, watch it be a terrible call.
Hello, James.
Hey, James, this is Jacob. How you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I was calling about a property I believe you have listed off of 50th Street.
Yeah.
Is that still available by chance?
Yes, it is.
Perfect.
Are you calling as a buyer or a realtor?
I am calling as a buyer. I'm not licensed.
Okay, got it. Are you an investor? Or are you actually looking to make a purchase?
No, so I'm an investor. I was looking at this maybe as a potential fix and flip, or even maybe as a buy and hold. But I did have a couple questions prior to submitting an offer.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can get, I'm looking at the pictures here online, and I can get a general idea of the condition. It looks like it's, just outdated and needs some cosmetic repairs. Is there any?
It's only cosmetic because I can tell you everything. The problem is, if you're an investor as a wholesaler, definitely not a spread. If you're just an investor looking at the buy and hold, the numbers may come close enough for you. And I'm saying this because I've worked with one of the largest investors in the entire area. One of the largest wholesalers in the entire area. So I have plenty of investors in my database. Buy and hold might be possible. Heavy up within the last 15 years. Windows, roof, HVAC, and water heater. The roof, water heater, and HVAC all less than 6 years.
Okay.
It is a strictly cosmetic home. And not to say that if you did a home inspection and it came back perfect, I would fire the home inspector. But it's just an incredibly solid house because it was owned by the father who I worked with before he passed, because he's in an estate sale now. The father was a carpenter, like a woodworker or whatever. So he just, everything is done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the buy and hold numbers are the only hope that you come in close to the asking price or anywhere near it that might make it worthwhile for my seller at this time.
I gotcha. Okay, cool. So if you're kind of in the wholesaling world, where do you think the after repair value is on this if we were to fix it up and try to reflip it?
It's going to be just over 550. I haven't seen anything hit 580 yet, but that's square footage because it is just a rambler. Doesn't have a garage or anything like that, so you're still parking on the street. I would say 540 to 560 is a very good ARV for the property, which is why I say buy and hold. It's like you're only that to come close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's definitely not a space for a flip there at all. And I'm going to be having a conversation with my seller hopefully this week regarding a correction of the price. It's just I don't know what I'm going to get.
Right. No, that definitely makes sense.
And I'm not even afraid to say it because look, I'm an agent. I don't have any investment properties, but I'm aware. And a lot of my listings from time to time, I just closed one in Dundalk that was a straight up hard money loan where we sold it when we listed at $215, got an offer at $190 in 6 days. and took it and closed in 24 days because it was a ready to go sale. And the ARV was 280. So I do have those spreads on some of my listings. It's just, that's the closest one, and they're not going to come anywhere. Like, I just don't think it's not a flip.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, cool. I mean, do you have, and I'm still going to take a look, see if I can, if I see anything that maybe, changes my mind and makes me want to throw an offer in here.
Totally.
But based on what you're saying.
Unrepresented?
Go ahead.
Would you come in unrepresented?
Yeah, I would be coming in unrepresented.
Okay, so this may be a timing thing of if I can get a good correction out of them. Like, I always go by quarters. I never get it, but I always ask for it. And then not charging the full commission, but still like just taking a little bit more than my normal to facilitate everything. Maybe beneficial and lowered by another point or two, to like another $10,000. So it may come close for you. It's just until I get my first correction out of it, I don't know that it's going to be there.
Okay, cool. No worries. And is the property currently occupied?
Nope.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. And then do you have, I know you said you kind of work with one of the bigger wholesalers in the area. Do you have any other like?
Once I get it, it's a traditional sale like this one. If I do get like any type of referral from them. And right now, no, like I haven't picked up, like I think if you look up myself, or do you have a pen and paper? You in front of a computer?
Yeah, I am.
All right, which one?
I'm in front of my computer.
Okay, so just type in. And we're pretty have about 30 some out on the market currently. And that's usually what we carry. And about 5 of those are really like they have investment opportunities.
Okay, sweet.
You know what I mean? Sometimes the mortgage balance is too high and we're priced accordingly and all that stuff. But like between myself and my teammate Tina, when you look us up on our Zillow page, her and I, we share a lot of short sales. And we have, some that are ripe for the picking for sure. Okay,
perfect. Yeah, no, I'm definitely we do a little bit of it all. I got started in wholesaling also. So, sometimes we do take things down, flipping it. And then sometimes we have.
Going on in Maryland.
Nah, exactly, man. Exactly. Well, it's going to be interesting what happens in Maryland because the law they're proposing is basically saying you can't even fix and flip properties if you buy more than 2 houses a year if you're not a broker.
And they're going to, right. So you'll just have to be a licensed agent, protect your fiduciary duties.
No. They're saying you have to be a broker.
One of my buddies is a appraiser and an agent in the area, and he just did his second property in the last 6 months. So, and he's excited about the bill.
So I'm excited. I think it's going to weed out a lot of the bad wholesalers. So I also own a dispositions company for deals that we don't take down. I offload them to our buyers list, and I deal with a lot of shady wholesalers sometimes. So, I think
I've had shady wholesalers, man. Like I get wholesalers on my properties and they're looking to, and I'm like, dude, if you're looking to a sign, it's not here. And they're like, oh, well, and I'm like, yeah, man, I'm hip. Like, I understand where you're coming from. I want you to make money, but not here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, I have to explain to my seller what is about to occur and not be a fucked up individual about it, dude. I totally get it. Because there are some shady ones around there.
Yeah, 100%.
And they're smaller. They're only doing like 5 to 7 properties a year, which, hey, man, you're signing 20 to 30K on each one. Good for you. But if you're a fucktard about it, like it's not going to work. So
exactly.
A lot of those guys are going to drop off. A lot of those are going to drop off. These larger guys are going to have to actually. So the way it was explained to me is they're going to have to get licensed, and or if you're in with the title company, the home hits the market and gets a genuine purchase right then and there, still in hard money, so you can have an assignment to it, and that would be the loophole.
Yeah, so there's going to be, there's always going to be a loophole. So if they have a broker, like if they make you be, so from my understanding, because I know people who are actually trying to lobby against this right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I know some of the bigger wholesalers who are actually putting together like lobbies to push this out. but pretty much the law right now is saying the bill they're proposing, it's called HB 301, I think. And they're proposing that anyone who buys and sells more than 2 homes a year has to be a broker. So at the moment, it's not even
like an absolute terrible term.
Exactly. And even the people who were when they were proposing it, the people on the board were like, what do you mean you have to be a broker? Like, what about people who fix and flip? And they're like, yeah, we haven't worked out those kinks yet. So I don't think that's going to go through. But to your point, I think they are going to push, becoming licensed. But there does need to be some sort of regulation, whether it's they get licensed, whether it's becoming, there's no giant business out there or industry that's not regulated. So I honestly am a proponent for it.
Yeah, because it's going to happen, and it's perfectly fine. It's going to be a shock to a lot of these bigger guys, but they're going to find their loopholes if they haven't already.
Yeah, the number one thing you can do, man, is like, let's say if you have a wholesaler and they know a broker, you can literally just do an assignment fee. A referral fee. You can do a name change addendum. So like if I wanted to buy something from my wholesalers, I could easily throw a name change addendum with them and then sign an agreement saying that I'll pay them, what their assignment would be as a referral fee or a finder's fee. So there's so many ways around things, but I think what they're doing, it's going to prevent, it's going to take more problem solving and more, to your point, it's just going to weed the people out who don't want to take the time to actually figure it out.
Right. And it's going to be what it's going to be, but I totally see it coming. Okay, I'm in Canada right now. My wife had to renew her passport. Why don't you keep tabs and check out my team, because there might be some opportunities for you there with any of their agents. Okay. And if you want me to reach out to them for you or hook up, do a connection for you, it's perfectly fine. I'm totally willing to do that. I'm all for just it's going to sell our listing, so why would I ever stop it? And we do tend to come across some pretty high volume at times where there's a lot of opportunities. It's just so far this year, it's been sparse pickings, and a lot of my listings are full price.
I gotcha.
Whether their mortgage balance is too high or just the fact that they're just in really good shape. You know what I mean?
Right.
But 50th Street would be the closest one to it right now. I have one way out in Aberdeen that they're not budging on the price, and I've gotten 7 offers below asking price, but I'm just not coming anywhere near it.
Yeah.
But why don't we talk next week, or if you see the price correction actually take place this week, give me a shout back. And let's stay in touch, because I do come across listings, and I've got one I'm working in Southeast that is going to be coming up where I'm going to be priced below 600, and my ARV again is right just below 700. Or at 7, because there's a 745 that I believe is overpriced, and a 790. Okay. In my subdivision in Southeast where I'm about to go up, and I'm another single family home, same size, direct comp, and I'm going up to 600. So it's the spread will be there on that one. Maybe again for a buy and hold. I don't think it's really there for a flip. Mm-hmm. Flip, you've got to be so much lower to see your profit margin. Because I know where the cash offer would be. The cash offer would be right at 500. You know what I mean? Right. So those tend to be a little bit more difficult, but keep in touch. No, for sure, man. Coming up over the next month or two that I will always talk about. Sounds good. Yeah, we'll definitely be in touch. You enjoy your time out in Canada, and then definitely looking forward to knocking down some deals with you this year. All right, man. Have a good one. You too, man. Bye-bye. All right, bye. Boom. Okay, so licensed agent or broker, no, they're proposing that you have to be a broker to buy and sell more than 2 houses a year. And in this area, you have to have your license for 3 years to become a broker. So you'll need to be a broker for 3 years, plus go through or a licensed agent for 3 years, plus go through all your training to become a broker on top of maintaining all of that training just to sell more than 2 houses. And that goes for fix and flippers, whatever it is. So they're trying to push that. I don't think that's going to go through. But I think they're going to figure out a way to push something along the lines of that through. And if that happens, DC and Virginia will probably follow. And then if it happens in DC, I have a feeling that it's going to start happening in a lot more areas, because the closer it gets to DC, the closer regulators are starting to be like, hey, what is this?
But again, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think there's any major industries out there that don't have regulation. I really don't. I don't think there is a single industry that doesn't have regulation that's big. And the reason regulations are in place are to protect the users involved, all parties, whether it's the end user or the seller, right? When you have, no, they're not pushing that for all 50 states, just Maryland right now. But yeah, when you have shady wholesalers doing shady practices, like I literally know stories of let's say an ARV is 500,000. I know a story of a wholesaler getting it under contract for like 450,000, having an inspection period for 30 days. And then that homeowner, granted, they did sign this contract, but they really didn't understand what they were signing probably. They go and find another house. They think that this house is about to sell. They have a mortgage payment on it, but they think this house is about to sell. So they go and they put another down payment on another house. They end up buying and closing on that other house because they're under the assumption that this house is selling. And again, this is also partly the homeowner's fault, right? But that wholesaler just ghosts them and then never reaches back out. And then it's just canceled, right? It expires or whatever. Now that homeowner owns 2 properties because that wholesaler put them in a really bad position. I've also personally been in a position myself where we closed on a property. The wholesaler told the homeowners that they would move all of their belongings down to North Carolina or South Carolina for them. So I stood in we literally stood in the front of the property. I was with the homeowner. And they went and they said they were going to get a moving truck. And then they never came back. And I basically got a call and said, hey, tell the homeowners they can, figure out how to move their stuff. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, you guys told them that you were going to pay for a moving truck and move their stuff down. And they're like, oh, well, we can't get it. They, whatever. They just made X amount of money. So I'm literally standing on the front steps with like a 70-year-old couple. They're crying. And they're like, what is going on right now? My buyer's angry. The sellers are like, we have no money to move this down here. We're 70 years old. We just made 100,000 off of this house. And that 100,000 is our retirement. Now they're telling us we have to spend X amount of money to move down here when they said they were going to pay for it. And then, so I had to pay $3,700 or $3,900 out of pocket to help move the sellers down there. Now, I will say the wholesaler did pay me back, but it was, again, the principle of people like that would have never happened if there was regulation. The fact that that was okay to happen and there was no repercussions to that wholesaler, that's why there needs to be regulation. So as much as I think that, I hate to see it get regulated and I hate to see some of their hustlers have to change up their model, especially me, right? There needs to be regulation. There are too many shady people who hear about wholesaling on TikTok or Instagram Reels or something like that, hear that you can call a homeowner and make $30,000 and they don't give a shit about the homeowner. All they care about is making a $30,000 check. And they're doing it all wrong because they're learning from Instagram or TikTok, right? So, I'm a firm believer that there needs to be regulation. I don't know if we need to be licensed, but there needs to be some regulations involved. I appreciate it, Renee. Keep doing them. Keep cranking out your live calls as well. Got to have heart in this business. Scott said, got to have heart in this business. 100%. Wow, could this have been avoided with something in the contract? I mean, again, it's not. There is some ownership that the sellers are at fault on certain things, right? Like the owning 2 houses thing, like that seller shouldn't have bought another house before their house sold. And then in this situation, maybe the homeowners could have done a little bit more due diligence on the people that were buying their house. Maybe they could have had something more solidified in writing. So yes, this is not 100% the wholesaler's fault. But at the end of the day, agents have so many, if an agent does something wrong, they can be sued for misrepresentation. They can have fines. They can get hit with fines. They can have their license stripped away from them, and they can't sell houses anymore. So like, there is no repercussion to a wholesaler who does something dirty. The only thing is like, oh man, you got me. And then like you fall back on the contract, right? That doesn't happen with an agent. So again, like, I think there has to be some sort of regulation. I don't think it necessarily needs to be licensed, but I definitely think, I think as much as the homeowners are to blame in these situations as the wholesalers are, because at the end of the day, this is a legal binding contract between two parties. I don't know. I mean, here's another example. I had a buyer who I was just talking to the other day. They weren't comfortable. They went under contract with a property, put EMD down, but they actually forfeit their EMD so they wouldn't go through with this property. The reason being was because the wholesaler told them everything was good, but the buyer said once they went under contract, they hadn't looked at the property yet, but once they went under contract, they went and walked the property, and it was a hoarder situation. But she said she could tell that the homeowner was like dealing with a lot of mental illness. She was not in her right mind. And then when they got the HUD, the wholesaler was making $160,000 on this property. Again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with making a lot of money. Do I think there's something wrong with taking advantage of someone who has a mental illness and then making $170,000 or $160,000 off of them? Yes, I honestly do. On that note, sorry, we got a little bit serious there. I'm going to jump off. I got to get back to these text messages. And I got to grab some lunch as well. So I will see you all later, and have a wonderful day. Make sure you go out there, lock some deals up. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this with all of your friends and family who are real estate interested. I'm trying to do these every day from 9 to 11. Sometimes I'm a little bit late because I got work on the side. But at the end of the day, like and subscribe, comment, share this with people, go get some deals, and have a wonderful day.